Well, if anyone looked at their cell phones or wireless devices, you probably noticed you didn't get any service down here, and the reason why is obvious. Right now we are 400 feet underground and surrounded by rock. But if you wanted to communicate to someone outside of the mine, you're going to need something to do that. So, this right here was the main communication from inside to outside the mine. And I'm told that this was the original phone used in this mine in 1911. Oh. And it does still work, and I'll show it to you. All you would have to do is turn that generates electricity, and you can talk outside of the mine. Although it does still work, we do not use it anymore. And the reason why is because of this phone right here that works much better. And it works more as a radio than like a phone. Now right here, I have the miner's best friend, or the miner's mascot, the rat. And the reason why he is known to be the miner's best friend is because he has some good senses. With these senses, he can detect the vibrations and the gases that are found throughout the mine. So what the miners would do during their lunch break is they would feed a little bit of their lunch to the rats. So the rats would follow them throughout the mine. So if they were working in the mine, they didn't see the rats around, they knew there was a problem in the mine, and they knew to get out of there. And if you look around down here today, you're probably not going to find rats down here, and it's not because the place is going to collapse or there's gases or anything, it's because I'm not down here feeding them my lunch. Follow me over here. If you take a look right here, see we have a cage. In this cage there is a small bird. Now this bird is the canary. And the canary had the same job as the rat did, but this was something that the miners or the mining companies had to provide. But when the miners would first walk into the mine, they would take these cages with them. And if they noticed that the bird was making any type of commotion, you knew you were in some type of gas. One of the major gas you have to look out for down here is methane gas. Today we no longer use the canary. Today we use battery-powered gas detectors. And there's also something known as a safety lantern or a Davy's lantern, and what they are is a small little lantern with a flame on it, and the flame would either get larger or smaller depending on the types of gases you walked into, but you really don't see them being used too often anymore. If you take a look here, this is a map of where we came in. You can see all the veins that we passed through, and you can see the Mammoth vein, and you can see how the continental drift took the horizontal formations and turned them vertical. And if you look up here, you notice that there is some coal exposed to the surface. The coal exposed to the surface is known as outcrop, and that's how it was discovered in this area, from the surface, from the outcropping. I mentioned earlier about a chute. Well, these two diagrams right here are of a chute. That man right there, that is our miner that was in the other gangway. And what he is doing is what he was doing over there. He's drilling into the vein of coal. And in these holes, he'll pack them with dynamite. He'll crawl out of the manway. He'll get to a safe distance. He'll set the charges off. There'll be an explosion, and all the coal's going to come falling down through the chutes and held together by something known as a battery. The battery helps support the coal, but it also allows for some of it to flow through, which will allow for it to flow through the chutes that would go to the gangways onto the carts that would then be taken to the surface to be processed. So, when you are setting up a gangway, what you want to do is you want to set it underneath the vein the best that you can, and you want to keep on working your way up because you want gravity to take the majority of the coal all out of here. This section of the mine that we're standing in right now, and that we came in through the motor, this is what is known as a rock tunnel or haulage way. The main purpose of the rock tunnel is to connect all the gangways together, so you have one exit and one entrance of taking things in and out of the mine. Follow me over here.
They are dirty.
When I get home.
That's okay, bro.
Now right here at the heart and soul of the mine, the mule. Before they had battery-powered motors like the one that we came in on, these mules were responsible for moving coal throughout the mine. And in some of the larger mines, the mules would rarely go out to the surface. And there was two reasons why. One was, since he was down here all day working in the dark, if you took him outside, it was very possible for the sunlight to do some harm to his eyes. And the second reason why, really the main reason why they kept them underground, is if you took them outside, sometimes they didn't want to go back into the mine, so they figured it was much better just to keep them underground. Although they did spend a majority of their life underground, they were treated very well. And the reason why was because they were very expensive. They were so expensive that if there was ever a problem in the mine, the miners were told to get the mules out first before they can get themselves out. And the reason why was because the mules cost more than the labor did back then. But all of that changed around 1903, and today you'll not find any animals in the mine. They have all been replaced by battery-powered machinery. Follow me back here.
You guys get in front of that mule, send a picture. You want to get with me?
Maybe when we go out.
We will. All right.
Oh, you don't want to.
Girl, aim this at me.
There's only one way out.
Thanks, girl.
Alright, we're clearing out a new section of the mine today. So this afternoon I came down here and went all the way back there. I drilled some holes and I set some charges. But I'm going to need some help. I'm going to need somebody to set the charges off. Who would like to do that?
Go help him, bro. Go off and take your brother up there. Go watch.
Anyone who's a volunteer?
You look like a volunteer to me. Hey, where's it?
Doing it? Alright. Here's what you have to do. Lift this all the way up and hold it up. Can you do that for me, please? Lift it all the way up. Alright, now this is important. Before you press it down, you have to yell, "Fire in the hole," just in case someone's back there, okay? Go ahead.
Help him, girl. Help him.
Yell, "Fire in the hole."
Help him. Say fire in the hole.
Fire in the hole?
Press it down.
Press it down.
Whoa, what'd you do?
Good job.
What was that?
Now you have to go clean it up.
You set off an explosion.
I'm joking. Good job.
That was dynamite?
Yeah, that was dynamite.
Yep. Did anyone notice how many shots there were?
No. Six.
There were 6. Very good. Follow me back here.
I knew it. I did it. I was thinking, I knew it was 6 or 7. 8 or 7. Oh, nice. That all explode?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Now right here we have our second exit. This is also our emergency exit. If there was ever a problem in the mine, this is what the miners would use to get out. This does lead 400 feet all the way up to the surface. This also works as an airway as well too. It presses a lot of the dirty air out, brings a lot of the clean air in. And you probably noticed it got cooler in this section of the mine. And the reason why is because that's the clean air coming down through here and passing around this area. If you move down here just a little further, earlier on the diagram I showed you what a chute was. Well, this is what it is looking up through a chute. If we were mining in here, the miner would be all the way up top up there. And all the coal be coming down in here and held into place here. This one is empty. I will show you a full of them loading coal onto a cart just a bit down the way here. Follow me back here.
Wait, there's money down there? Is there money down there?
Nah, probably, well,
Yeah,
yeah. People,
there's money.
like a wishing well. Yeah, maybe people are throwing their money down there.
Or did somebody have rich? Was somebody rich and got them? It looks like it's floating.
What I just showed you looking up through a chute, this will look like looking down. If we were mining in here, the miner would be all the way up top up here, and all the coal would be going down through that chute to another gangway below us. There are 2 other gangways below us, but they were in operation during the 1850s, and also a part of a different mine. But what I showed you looking up through a chute, this would look like looking down. Follow me back here.
in a few minutes.
Now right here we have a 4-ton cart, and this is the average cart you would find in this mine. If this cart was empty, we would have rails underneath our feet and we would roll it underneath the chute. And if you take a look behind our miner sitting here, you can see that we do have a chute. And you can see all the coal flowing out of the chute and into the cart. And if you look behind the cart, you notice that there is a man standing behind there. That man is helping to control the flow of coal. How he's doing that is that there's a small door there that he's lifting, allowing the coal to flow through. And if you look here, see the man sitting here? Look like he is on a break, but he is not. He has a job. If you notice, he has his feet up on the cart. The reason why he has his feet up on the cart is because he is measuring the amount of coal. The reason why you need to use your feet is, when you are mining down here, it is like this down here. And this is the only light that you have on in the mine when you are mining.
Oh, I could
And
never.
this is very similar to what it would look like during the 18 and 1900s. They used lamps known as carbide lamps that did give off about the same amount of lighting that my lamp does. But the only place in the mine that had any lighting in it was the stables and the foreman's office. None of this lighting would be in here. And that's even true today. And one of the reasons why is because of the gases that are released when you are mining. But once he felt that it was full at his feet, what he would do is he would hook the cart up to the mule and he'd move it down this gangway to where we just were. And in this very mine, the mules would take the carts all the way outside. And what they would do is put some covering around their eyes, protect their eyes from the sunlight. But the mines that the mules stayed inside, how they would get the carts outside, is they would unhook the carts from the mules and use gravity to take the carts out. Once the carts would reach the end of the tunnel, you have to find a way to stop them. And there are some young boys at the end of the tunnel that are known as runners. And the runners would have one of these. This is known as a sprag. The young boys run alongside of the carts and jam these into the wheels to stop them. Now this was the most dangerous job in the mine, and we don't do anything like that anymore. We have far much better practices, and we have the battery-powered motors that eliminate the entire practice altogether. Does anyone have any questions? All right, we'll head back down to the surface.
Finally, we can go back to that nice and warm surface.
Then I can't undo. If you can just stay back there.
That'll be no fun working in the dark every day.